pingua.
Hey, it's Mary from Pingua. Welcome. So glad you're here. We're going to look at another hide and seek variation, one that does work, and it's a little bit tricky, this one. We're going to look at matching the X and Y positions using some green operator blocks and some sensing blocks and some motion blocks. Here we are in the green operator blocks, and we're going to use this one that has an and in the middle and two hexagonal shapes on both sides. We can put one of these green operator blocks that says equals, two factors equal each other, on each side of that and on one side we're going to put the X position of the critter 7 and X position of critter, who is seeking critter 7, and the Y position of critter 7 and the Y position of critter. Here we are at the beginning of the game. It's going to hide, all wrapped in a forever block. If the X and Y positions match of critter 7, who's hiding behind this rock here, with the seeking critter, then critter 7 will show. And critter's off looking for friends. And he's going to cross over that rock, looking and looking and looking, trying to make that friend show. But that friend is not showing. Nope, really not showing. Critter's really trying hard to find that friend, knows the friend is somewhere near those rocks, but no friend showing. Let's take a look at the code. So critter is looking for critter 7, who is hiding behind the rocks at x negative 142 and y negative 66. That's where go to x negative 142 and y negative 66 when the green flag is clicked for critter 7. Critter is starting go to x negative 197 and y negative 130 at the beginning of the game when the green flag is clicked. Negative 197 and negative 130. Now this, I'm going to give you a hint. These are critical, these are key to making this method work. And critter is moving by tens. If the arrow keys are pressed, each time critter will move and change position by 10. Let's take a look at the fish and see if the fish is set up to work properly. So when the green flag is clicked, the fish is hiding. X negative 67, Y negative 120 for the fish in this lake near Yellowknife. And critter, can critter get there and find that fish? Let's look at the fish's position. So here we can see if the X position of the fish, which is the blue motions block, matches the X position of critter, they are equal, and the Y position of the fish is the same as, equals the Y position of critter, then it will show. All wrapped in a forever block so that this code keeps running and the computer keeps checking to see if critter is near that fish, or is actually on that fish, that their X and Y positions match. Let's see. I found a friend. Are they going to find a fish? Aha! There is the fish. It did show. It was found by critter. Critter's X and Y position must have matched and been equal to the X and Y position of the fish. So how did it work for the fish and not work for critter 7? When the green flag is clicked, let's make it larger so we can see. When the green flag is clicked, the fish goes to X negative 67 and Y negative 120. And if the X position of the fish is equal to the X position of critter, and the Y position of the fish is equal to the Y position of critter, then it will show. And it did. And let's look at critter's numbers again. At the beginning of the game, critter goes to x negative 197 and y negative 130. And if the arrow keys are pressed, if the up arrow is pressed, he changes y by 10. So he's traveling by tens. Let's look again at the fish. X negative 67 and y negative 120. What happens if we change these numbers? Let's make the fish be at the beginning of the game at x negative 55 and y negative 125. Do you think this will work? Let's look again at critter's numbers. Critter's starting the game at x negative 197 and y negative 130 and traveling by tens. Every step he goes 10, every press of the arrow key goes 10 steps. So remember that the fish is near that lake, probably hopefully in the lake for the fish. Let's see. But we've changed the numbers a little bit, changed the position of the fish, and let's see if critter can find the fish now. Critter's looking really hard for that fish and not finding the fish. I wonder why it worked the first time to find the fish and it's not working now. Just like he couldn't find critter 7, found critter 5, who wants to go along with critter, but no fish. Let's take a look at these numbers again. So here we are in critter. Sorry, no, we're in the fish. Yep, we're in the fish. And the fish is near that lake, near Yellowknife. And there's critter. The beginning of the game, critter starts at negative 197 and x and y negative 130 position. And he's looking for the fish, and look at those y number changes and look at the x number as it changes. Let's take a look at the fish's position. The fish is at negative 55x. And now let's see if we can get critter to go to negative 55. Look at those x numbers. Now let's look at the y. Let's have critter travel up and down on the y-axis. Let's look at the fish's y position, negative 125y. And now let's look at the critter's position. And let's watch that y number there beneath the stage. It will show critter's position. And as you notice, as critter goes up and down, that y position changes. The value number there changes. The fish was not found and the y position was not matched with the fish. The fish is at y negative 125, hiding there, and is waiting for the x position of the fish and the x position of critter and the y position of the fish and y position of critter to be equal. So this is a really good way to have a sprite be hidden if you want to be really precise about where the sprite is hidden and where the other sprite is going to find it and make it show. You just have to be kind of careful when you're setting it up that the numbers will work, that the numbers where the seeker starts and where the hidden sprite is starting hiding, and how far the sprite that is seeking travels with each step. Thanks so much for watching. Can't wait to see you in the next video. Tune into pingua.com for lots more fun.